Hello everyone and welcome to Statistics for Economics chapter number 4. The name of the chapter is Organization of Data. So today in this video we will learn about the first topic of chapter 4, that is what is classification. So let's begin. What is classification? So before understanding about classification, it is important for you to understand that what is raw data. If we collect number or figures for any investigation, then those data are called as raw data because the data that we collect is raw in form and are not capable of offering any meaningful conclusion. They are just like a lump of clay without any specific shape or identity. So those data are supposed to be organized, supposed to be given a proper shape, and then they can be presented for final observation or conclusion. So it is important for the raw data to organize them, and that comes under organization of data. Therefore, organization of data refers to the systematic arrangement of collected figures, that is raw data, so that the data become easy to understand and more convenient for further statistical treatment. So hope you are understanding the thing that previously when we collect the data, it is like in a raw form, and then we have to give a proper shape to it by organizing the data, which is done by the classification process. So classification is the process of arranging data into sequences and groups according to their common characteristics, of separating them into different but related parts. So after collecting the data, we have to give a proper shape by classifying those data. You can very well now understand the thing with the help of this classification of data as under it is a systematic grouping of units according to their common characteristics. You can see here that there is like group of people and they are being classified on the basis of their color, right? So each of such division, so each like green together, orange together, blue together, so this is the division done, and this division of data is called class. So it is like orange class, green class, red class, and the process by which data is divided into different classes on the basis of their similarity or diversity is called classification. Coming to objectives of classification, the first objective here is simplification and briefness. It means that when we are going to classify the data, then it will become more brief and simple to understand. Next is utility. That is, it enhances the utility of data, that which brings out the similarity among the set of data. The next one is distinctiveness. Distinctiveness brings out the differences between the different class of the data, which also help in comparing the two classes in the classification. If we have done, as we have seen previously, that we have classified the people on the basis of their color, so now we can easily compare the population of which color of the people is more and which of those are less. Next one, it is also helpful in scientific arrangement, as we can easily rely on those data and which will also give us a reliable conclusion. After classifying the data, it will become more attractive and effective and easy to understand. Coming to characteristics of a good classification. So how we will be classifying the data, and that will be making us more good and effective one. It should have the characteristics of comprehensiveness. Comprehensiveness, it means that each and every item of the data, they used to get some place in some group or class, means not a single data or not a single item should be left out. Each and every data will get some place in some group or in some class. Then this will make the data as not a single one is left out, so it will be absolutely clear and simple, and they are easily got placed into a particular group or particular class. The next characteristics of a good classification is homogeneity, as we all know that one particular class will represent all the items which have the similar characteristics in them, which have the similar characteristic similarity, that will only form one class. Coming to suitability, which is like the next characteristic of good classification, that is, it must be suited to have the objective of inquiry. Objective of inquiry should be like suitable while classifying the data, and also it should have the stability, means a particular kind of investigation should be based on same set of classification. That is, it should not be changed with each investigation. Lastly, the last characteristic is elastic. Classification should be elastic. There should be a scope of change in classification. If we want to bring any changes, then that can be easily brought out. So this was all about the objectives and the characteristics of a good classification. Now please understand that there are four bases of classification, that is geographical or spatial classification, chronological classification, qualitative classification, which is further divided into simple and manifold, and quantitative or numerical classification. Now, one by one in detail, we will understand about each of these bases of classification in detail. Coming to the first type of classification, that is geographical or spatial data. So when the data are classified by geographical regions or location, like state, provinces, cities, countries, example is shown below there, as the state of Chhattisgarh is divided as in terms of Chhattisgarh Assembly election in 2013 and 2018. So here we can see the number of seats won by BJP, Congress, BSP and others. So here the data is classified on the basis of provinces. Nowadays, when we are classifying the countries on the basis of the corona cases, so that classification is again under the geographical classification of data. The next one here we have chronological and also called as temporal data. So what is chronological or temporal classification? When the data are classified or arranged by their time of occurrence, such as years, months, weeks, days, etc. That is called as chronological classification. Here below you can see the graph showing the price of petrol and the price of diesel per liter, and what is the price in the month of January, that is 2nd of January, 3rd of January, 4th of January. So it is like per day the report is given of the increment of the price or if the price decreases of petrol and diesel. So this classification is done on the basis of chronological, on the basis of the different days the data collected about petrol and diesel. That comes under chronological or temporal data. Next is quantitative data, that is classification of data according to quantitative characteristics such as age, weight, height, marks, etc. So if we are going to classify on the basis of these all things, where we are comparing their age, weight, height, which all deals with the numerical data, that comes under quantitative data. We have example here as when age in year in our locality, we want to make one investigation to know that how much population is that is below 20 years of age, is between 20 to 25 years of age and above 25 years of age. So when we are taking up this investigation, then that comes under quantitative data. Coming to qualitative data classification, Classification of data according to qualitative characteristics such as sex, honesty, intelligence, literacy, color, religion, marital status, etc. So suppose if we want to make one investigation in our locality on the basis of these characteristics, so that comes under qualitative classification of data. Here is another example showing that if we are classifying in our locality as the number of boys and number of girls, that comes under qualitative data classification. As we have learned before that qualitative data is further classified into simple classification and manifold classification. So what is simple classification? When classification of data is done with one characteristic, means when we are classifying and on the basis of one characteristics only, like for example here the boy and girl is classified as on the basis of gender. That classification is called as simple classification, whereas manifold classification which deals with more than one characteristics. When classification of data with more than one characteristics is there, then it is called as manifold classification. Please understand with this example that if gender, on the basis of gender, it is classified as boy and girl. If we will stick to this only, that will be like simple classification. But as we can see here that boy is again further classified into the characteristics of vegetarians and non-vegetarians. Girls also vegetarians and non-vegetarians. So this is the second class characteristics on which they are classified, which comes under manifold classification. Again, vegetarian is further classified into on the basis of age characteristics, that is the number of age group which is like more than 20 years or less than 20 years, more than 20 years. Again, non-vegetarian more than 20 years, less than 20 years. Girls also vegetarians who are vegetarian and above or less than 20 years, non-vegetarian above or less than 20 years. So this classification is counted under manifold classification, where we have the data showing more than one characteristics. So with this, we came to an end of first video of chapter number 4. With the help of this video, kindly complete your notes. Thank you.